We've all heard the story. The gifted child, the one who aces every test, solves puzzles in seconds, and seems destined for greatness. Parents beam with pride, teachers predict a bright future, and society tells us these kids are set for life. But here's the shocking truth. Intelligence alone doesn't guarantee success or happiness. In fact, some of the smartest people struggle with isolation, failure, or deep unhappiness. Why? Today, I'm diving into 9 reasons, grounded in psychology and science, that explain why being a smart kid isn't enough. By the end, you'll see intelligence in a new light and maybe rethink what it takes to live a truly successful and happy life. Let's get started. We grow up believing that intelligence is the golden ticket. If you're smart, the world is yours. Top schools, dream careers, a perfect life. It's what we see in movies, read in books, and hear from well-meaning adults. Albert Einstein, Steve Jobs, or any genius we admire seems to prove the point. Be brilliant and everything else falls into place. Parents tell their kids, "You're so smart, you can do anything." Teachers push gifted students towards prestigious paths, assuming their brains will pave the way. But what if that's not the whole story? What if intelligence, on its own, isn't enough to ensure a life of achievement or joy? What if being the smart kid comes with hidden challenges that no one talks about? Let's unpack 9 reasons why intelligence alone doesn't guarantee success or happiness, and why we need to rethink what we're teaching our kids and ourselves. First, let's talk about something we often overlook: emotional intelligence, or EQ. Being smart, having a high IQ, means you can solve complex problems, memorize facts, or analyze data like a pro. But EQ is about understanding and managing your emotions and connecting with others. According to psychologist Daniel Goleman, EQ often predicts success and happiness better than IQ. Think about it. A child who scores perfectly on tests but can't handle rejection, navigate conflict, or build friendships is at a disadvantage. They might excel in the classroom, but struggle in the real world, where relationships drive everything: careers, marriages, even personal fulfillment. A brilliant coder who can't work in a team will stall in their career. A genius who can't empathize may end up isolated. Intelligence gets you in the door, but EQ keeps you there. Have you ever met someone incredibly smart but socially awkward or emotionally distant? That's the gap between IQ and EQ. Without emotional intelligence, even the brightest minds can falter. So why do we focus so much on brain power and so little on heart? 2. The crushing weight of high expectations. Smart kids often carry a heavy burden: expectations. Parents, teachers, then society assume they'll achieve greatness, and anything less feels like failure. This pressure can be paralyzing. Research from Stanford University shows that excessive expectations can lead to anxiety, depression, or a fear of failure that stops kids from taking risks. Imagine a child who's always been told they're gifted. They're expected to get straight A's, win every competition, and land a top job. But what happens when they hit a setback, a bad grade, a rejected college application, or a career stumble? The fear of not living up to their potential can crush their confidence. Some even give up entirely, avoiding challenges to protect their smart identity. This isn't just about kids. Adults face it too. Have you ever felt like you're not allowed to fail because people expect so much from you? That pressure doesn't build success, it builds stress. Smart kids need room to stumble, learn, and grow without the weight of the world on their shoulders. 3. Social skills can't be taken for granted. Here's another truth: intelligence doesn't automatically mean social savvy. Many smart kids pour their energy into academics, leaving little time to develop interpersonal skills. They might excel at solving equations, but struggle to make friends, collaborate, or navigate social nuances. Psychology tells us that social skills are critical for success in nearly every field, from business to creative arts. Picture a brilliant scientist who can't communicate their ideas to colleagues, or a talented writer who alienates their team with poor collaboration. In the real world, success often depends on teamwork, networking, and building trust. Studies in developmental psychology show that kids who lack social skills are more likely to face career setbacks and personal loneliness. Think about your own life. Have you ever seen someone with raw talent get passed over because they couldn't connect with others? Intelligence opens doors, but social skills help you walk through them. Why do we assume smart kids will just figure it out when it comes to relationships? 4. The trap of a fixed mindset. Psychologist Carol Dweck introduced the concept of a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset, and it's a game changer for understanding smart kids. Many gifted children are praised for their talent rather than their effort. They grow up believing their intelligence is a fixed trait, so they avoid challenges that might expose their flaws. Why risk failing when everyone thinks you're a genius? This fixed mindset can sabotage success. A smart kid might shy away from a tough course, a new skill, or a bold career move because they're afraid of not being the best. Dweck's research shows that kids with a growth mindset who value effort over innate ability are more resilient and achieve more in the long run. Have you ever avoided something because you were afraid of looking less than perfect? Smart kids face this trap all the time. Intelligence is a starting point, but without perseverance and a willingness to fail, it's just potential waiting to be wasted. 5. The environment shapes the outcome. No matter how smart a child is, their environment plays a huge role in their future. A supportive family, quality education, and access to opportunities can nurture intelligence into success. But what about kids in less fortunate circumstances? Poverty, unstable homes, or lack of resources can stifle even the brightest minds. Studies in educational psychology show that children in disadvantaged environments often struggle to reach their potential, not because they're less capable, but because they lack the support to thrive. A diamond needs to be polished to shine. If it's buried in the dirt, it's just a rock. Are we doing enough to give every smart kid the environment they need to succeed, or are we assuming their brilliance will magically rise above any challenge? 6. Without clear goals, intelligence wanders. Smart kids often have endless possibilities, but that can be a curse as much as a blessing. With so many paths to choose from, they may struggle to focus or commit to a direction. Psychology research on motivation shows that clear goals are essential for turning potential into action. Without them, even the brightest minds can drift. Imagine a child who excels at everything: math, music, writing, but never picks a passion to pursue. They might dabble in many fields but never master one. Or they might feel paralyzed by choice, afraid to waste their talent on the wrong path. This lack of direction can lead to unfulfilled potential and a sense of aimlessness. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by too many options? For smart kids, this is a real risk. Intelligence gives you the tools, but without a map, you're just wandering. What's the point to being brilliant if you don't know where you're going? 7. The perils of perfectionism. Many smart kids fall into the trap of perfectionism. They're used to being the best, so anything less feels like failure. This mindset, while driven by high standards, can backfire. Research in the Journal of Personality shows that maladaptive perfectionism leads to stress, procrastination, and even burnout. A child who agonizes over every detail of a project may never finish it. An adult who can't submit work unless it's flawless might miss deadlines or opportunities. Perfectionism doesn't just slow you down, it can make you miserable as you're constantly chasing an impossible standard. Have you ever delayed something because it wasn't good enough? Smart kids live with this pressure daily. Intelligence can fuel perfectionism, but it's effort and self-compassion that lead to real progress. Why do we let perfect get in the way of good? 8. Mental health can eclipse brilliance. Here's a tough truth. Smart kids are often more vulnerable to mental health challenges. Their deep awareness of the world, combined with high expectations or social struggles, can lead to anxiety, depression, or feelings of alienation. The American Psychological Association notes that mental health issues are a major barrier to success, no matter how intelligent someone is. A child who's brilliant but battling anxiety might struggle to perform under pressure. An adult who's gifted but feels disconnected may find it hard to build a meaningful life. Intelligence can amplify self-awareness, but it can also amplify pain. Have you ever wondered why some of the most brilliant people seem to carry the heaviest burdens? A sharp mind doesn't protect you from emotional struggles. It might even make them harder. How can we support the mental health of our brightest kids? 5. Luck and context play a bigger role than we admit. Finally, let's talk about something no one likes to admit: luck. Success and happiness don't just depend on individual effort or intelligence. They're shaped by chance and circumstance. Meeting the right mentor, landing the right job, or being in the right place at the right time can make or break a career. Economic and behavioral research shows that these external factors are often as critical as talent. A smart kid born into wealth and opportunity has a head start. Another, equally smart, born into hardship might never get the chance to shine. Timing, connections, and random events matter more than we like to think. Have you ever considered how much of your life was shaped by luck? Intelligence is powerful, but it's not a magic wand. Without the right context, even the brightest stars can stay hidden. Intelligence is a spark, but it's not the fire. The fire comes from how we nurture that spark, through relationships, perseverance, and a willingness to embrace life's imperfections. Thanks for watching, and keep asking the big questions. Stay curious, stay kind, and keep growing.